Welcome back to JT's Film Reviews. Today I'm going to give a non-spoiler quick thoughts review of Karate Kid Legends. So let's go ahead and get down to it. Karate Kid Legends is the sixth installment in the Karate Kid franchise and follows the events of the original films and the Cobra Kai TV series. Though if you haven't seen Cobra Kai, it's okay because none of that series is referenced, and the movie stands alone aside from a couple of references to the previous Karate Kid films. It also retcons the 2010 remake, The Karate Kid, and makes it part of the original universe, which means that film is now just the fifth entry in this series. Jackie Chan returns as Mr. Han, the great uncle of Ben Wang's Li Fong, who also happens to be one of his students. Li's mother accepts a job in New York City, and Li Fong is forbidden to learn any more martial arts. Of course, Li is eventually bullied by some baddies who belong to an evil dojo and has to start training for a karate tournament because, well, this is a Karate Kid movie. Mr. Han eventually recruits Ralph Macchio's Daniel LaRusso due to Mr. Han having known Mr. Miyagi and having heard about how he trained Daniel several years ago. Mr. Han and Danny continue to train Li in Kung Fu, but they also begin to train him in defensive karate. Mr. Han is doing this because he believes martial arts can help Li Fong deal with his own inner demons. So, how does the latest entry in this long-running franchise stack up? Kind of average, if I'm being honest. Now, first, I'll go ahead and say some things that I really like. There's a big part of me that wants to recommend this movie because the performances, for one. I like the characters. I did want to root for the characters in spite of a thin story. I'll just put it that way. I think Ben Wang is great as Li, the new Karate Kid. Always great to see Macchio as Daniel LaRusso. Though they're treating it as sort of like this big deal that like he's going to get Danny. And I'm like, we've seen him in 6 seasons of Cobra Kai, so I haven't really felt like I've missed Danny, if I'm being honest. But it was great to see him in the movie regardless. And Jackie Chan is good. I mean, Jackie Chan is the legend that is Jackie Chan. However, it cannot get over a story that for the first act plays like a completely different movie. Like, it's the most unique part of this movie and one of the more unique things that's ever happened in a Karate Kid movie. But I can't get into that because of spoilers. Again, this is a non-spoiler. But after the first act, it dives back into the usual Karate Kid formula. Li's got to train for a tournament. And the big difference this time is instead of one master, he has two. The fights, I'm kind of mixed on. They are very well choreographed for the most part, but there were some areas where it was a bit too flashy. It was, you could kind of see like, oh, that dude was on a wire. That kind of stuff. You could kind of see the wire work behind it. And not only that, they felt like they had to like do these graphics, these splash graphics on the screen and all that stuff. And another issue with the movie is its runtime. The action is great, but we never stop to really get to know the characters any more than just basically what we need to do to push the plot forward. And it feels like it's going through the motions in that regard. I don't mind that it's following a Karate Kid formula. I just wish it was more excited about following the formula. And that's the real issue here. The story is what fails the movie. Again, I'm in the middle of the road on this movie. I want to recommend it because there were elements of it that I liked. And I can see some Karate Kid fans enjoying this movie. So I don't want to completely knock it. But at the end of the day, and I had to think about this for a good long minute, I can't recommend the movie. I just can't. The story kind of fails it, in my opinion, and we end up with what could have been a great Karate Kid movie ends up being a very mediocre Karate Kid movie. I don't think it's as worst as the series has ever been. I mean, Karate Kid Part 3 and the next Karate Kid do exist. But it doesn't reach the heights of either the first two Karate Kids or the 2010 remake, which I actually liked. The only thing I didn't like about that was the title because it was Kung Fu instead of Karate. But I don't want to get into brand marketing and all that crap. So at the end of the day, it's very mid. It's something I can maybe revisit in the future, and maybe I'll be kind of like, you know what, this is better than I remember. But I can also see it where I watch it in the future, and I'm like, you know what, this is nowhere near as good as I remember it, or it just has too much going against it. And so I would give this film 2.5 stars out of 5. And I would recommend, if you're thinking about going to see it in theaters, I would recommend skipping it. I just can't recommend the movie. Beyond that, I really don't have anything else to say. I'm not sure what my next film review is going to be after this one. It'll be soon, and it'll be something probably from this weekend, but I don't know whether it'll be from later this week, or if I'm going to wait until next week so I can see the movie cheaper. Because I do pay for these to see these movies so I can review them and watch them and enjoy them as a film fan. So until then, until the next review, I'll just leave it at that. Please like and subscribe, and please get the word out. Tell some more people out there about this channel if you think they would like it, if you think they would like just to see an average film critic. Give non-spoiler reviews and recommendations. Please do. It would help out a lot. So I can continue to do these videos. Until then, I'll see you at the movies.